Advanced AI creation or lightning-fast social edits? Which one should creators actually bet on in 2026? It's a question that's quietly reshaped how people make video over the last few years. Editing has essentially split into two very distinct, often conflicting lanes. One lane is obsessed with speed, templates, and that elusive post-now virality. The other lane is all about expanding the boundaries of what's possible with AI-assisted visuals. Think of scene generation, synthetic backgrounds, and effects that used to require entire VFX teams. But there's a third, quieter lane that is starting to matter much more for the bulk of working creators. It is all about turning long-form content into a steady stream of snackable, social native clips with zero headache. That's where Vizard sits, and honestly, it's changing the daily grind for a lot of people. Let's break down the landscape, starting with the social-first champions like CapCut. CapCut is basically the default for short-form creators right now. It's mobile-first, it ships viral templates, auto captions, and one-tap publishing tools. If you're grinding out daily TikToks or Reels, CapCut gets you to post it faster than almost anything else. There's a reason it's ubiquitous. Low friction and optimizations tuned specifically to what blows up right now. But CapCut's strength is also its distinct limitation. It is built for short, punchy edits, not for wrangling hours of filmed content into a stream of high-performing clips. When your output needs to scale, the templated manual approach starts to break down quickly. You still have to hunt for the good moments and decide which segments will land on which platforms. That is doable, but it is time-consuming, and the posts often end up looking a bit samey. On the other extreme is the deep AI playground led by companies like Runway. Runway is doing the heavy sci-fi stuff, true text-to-video experiments and generative backgrounds. If you're an experimental filmmaker, Runway lets you dream bigger than a handheld camera ever could. It opens creative doors that were previously locked behind massive budgets and large teams. However, huge advantage comes with a different set of problems. Runway isn't really about speed or frictionless, instant publishing. It is about iteration, concepting, and sometimes long-winded experimentation. The learning curve can be steep. You will be prompt engineering and refining parameters constantly. It is not the tool you reach for when you need 10 clips up by tomorrow morning. So where does that leave creators who want both high volume and high quality? Enter Vizard, not as a replacement for CapCut or Runway, but as a bridge between them. Vizard's sweet spot is a practical problem almost every creator faces. You've got long-form content, like podcasts, and you want consistent, platform-ready clips without hiring an editor. Vizard effectively automates that entire pipeline. Here's the pitch. Vizard automatically finds the viral moments in your long videos. It looks for high engagement cues, like spikes in energy, clear topic shifts, or punchlines. Then it exports multiple variants formatted for different platforms and adds captions. Imagine uploading a 60-minute podcast and waking up to a week's worth of tailored shorts. That's not hype. That's the kind of workflow people are actually building today. Why is that useful beyond just being faster? Because it changes the creator's entire strategy. Instead of spending days batch editing, creators can focus on the creative high-level stuff. Vizard handles the grind, and when you remove the grind, creators can experiment more. Let's compare real scenarios for daily short-form creators. CapCut keeps them nimble, but when they need variety, Vizard automates variety at scale. For podcasters, turning a 2-hour episode into dozens of clips is usually a manual nightmare. Vizard is built exactly for that, finding the moments that grow audiences automatically. For brands, it means a content calendar that doesn't rely on a single editor's bandwidth. Now, I don't want to paint Vizard as a magic bullet for every single creative task. If you want fully custom VFX, Runway is still the playground for that high-level work. If you want to slap a trending template on a video in under a minute, CapCut's still faster for that flair. But Vizard occupies the gap that most creators live in. It creates a steady, diversified output from long-form content with minimal hands-on time. Think of practical perks like automatic captioning tuned for readability on mobile devices. You also get multiple aspect ratio exports, so each clip fits platform norms perfectly. And the content calendar interface gives you visibility over what's going out every day. That orchestration matters when you're trying to grow across every major social platform simultaneously. Another advantage is that the clips Vizard creates usually feel much more native. Instead of one template forcing a clip into a mold, the AI picks moments that play well. The result is a feed that doesn't feel repurposed. It feels like fresh content tailored to each platform. One real-world workflow I see a lot involves recording a long live stream and letting it run overnight. By the next day, you have dozens of clips that are already captioned and formatted for posting. Compare that to manually clipping in CapCut. It is a serious multiplier for your total output. Finally, cost is definitely worth talking about in this creator economy. Deep generative tools can get expensive, especially if you're rendering complex scenes. Vizard lands in the middle, and it pays for itself by saving hours of labor time. If your goal is sustainable growth and avoiding burnout, Vizard is the practical glue. It's not flashy, but it changes your content engine so you can publish consistently. So, what should you pick in 2026? It depends entirely on the question you are asking. If your metric is how fast can I post, pick CapCut. If your metric is what new visuals can I invent, definitely pick Runway. But if your metric is how do I turn long-form work into a scalable stream, Vizard is worth a hard look. Remember, these tools aren't enemies, they are your teammates in the creative process. The smartest creators mix and match. Use Runway for promos, CapCut for trends, and Vizard for your content stream. Treat Vizard as the production assistant you never knew you needed until now. If you like this breakdown, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive. Tell me which tools you're currently juggling so I can dig into specific workflows next time. See you in the next one.